行くぞ。
Luffy, a new WANO beginning, the king of heavenly beasts, and Kaido's origin. Hi everyone, Flying Panda. I enjoy Chinese folklore stories, so sometimes I have to be careful not to mix it up with Japanese folklore. I really enjoyed this chapter 910, and it had so many facts and connections that not many would be bothered about until I tell you all in this video. First, we started with carps or koi. Those massive freshwater fish. The carp's reference is about the saying that when a carp swims upstreams, it becomes a ryu. It's also how Oriental dragon flies without wings. For example, swims through the air. Same reference is given with Momosuke flying. A ryu can learn to fly by making it swim upstream, eyes closed, and continuing it with it will be up in air. In Japanese culture, the Koi Carp is a highly respected and very symbolic fish that is closely tied to the country's national identity. One particular legend is the koi's fish claim to fame. An ancient tale tells of a huge school of golden koi swimming upstream the Yellow River in China. Gaining strength by fighting against the current, the school glimmered as they swam together through the river. When they reached a waterfall at the end of the river, many of the koi turned back, letting the flow of the river carry them away. The remaining koi refused to give up. Leaping from the depths of the river, they attempt to reach the top of the waterfall to no avail. Their efforts caught the attention of the local demons, who mocked their efforts and heightened the waterfall out of spite. After 100 years of jumping, one koi finally reached the top of the waterfall. The gods recognized the koi for its determination and turned it into a golden dragon, the image of power and strength. My friend Draco from our Discord messaged me before he went on holiday. He said Nami, Brook, Chopper and Carrot are in WANO now, while Luffy was on a sunny go being pushed up by the carp who took him over the mountain. If we base it on the myths, Luffy now is in heaven and the carp has become a dragon. This is where it gets interesting. If this is heaven in the Japanese world, then we would most likely see many legendary creatures from Japanese mythology. Is it getting interesting now? Subscribe now if you haven't. When Luffy got there, he already seen this large dog which is called Komeinu. Often called lion dogs in English, are statue pairs of lion-like creatures either guarding the entrance of the inner shrine of many Japanese Shinto shrines meant to ward off evil spirits. Many Komeinus statues usually are almost identical, but one has mouth open, the other closed. So it makes sense why it was fighting the baboon animal with a katana, because the Komeinu are warding off these evil spirits, in this case, the baboon. When I was writing this, I saw Anther's explanation of this, and this baboon be related to the Hai yokai, a mythical creature in the shape of a baboon of gigantic size and very fierce behavior. A yokai, if you remember I told you in the past videos, yokai are a class of supernatural monsters, spirits and demons in Japanese folklore. The Hai is a large monkey-like beast which lives deep in the mountains. It has long hair and a wide mouth with long flapping lips. Old legend says that a monkey which reaches a very old age will transform into a Hai. I'm expecting to see more guardians like the fox and the wild boar, even maybe a Kirin, the Japanese version of which is part dragon and part deer, with antlers, fish and scales and an ox's tail, said to be the protective creature and the guardian of the metal element. Now you have absorbed all of that, let's begin the theory. I believe we will start to see more legendary creatures in the arc and some deities. We've already seen some One Piece characters who are based on this already, and this include Enel, who is based off the Raijin. Is typically depicted as demon-looking spirit beating drums to create thunder, usually with the symbol Tomei drawn on the drums. No, I'm not going to talk about Naruto links here, but I will mention that the Yamata no Orochi, the 8-branched giant snake, or Orochi, is a legendary 8-headed and 8-tailed Japanese creature who is also the WANO shogun, Orochi. I will look at the evil side of things. Let's look at the yokai. The evil spirits first form the basis of Kaido's origin. I believe that Kaido is named Kaido of the 100 Beasts not only because he has an army of smile devil fruit users, but he has an army of 100 yokai beasts. Kaido seems to be heavily inspired by the ONI of Japanese methodology. Common traits include horns, a massive structure, and uses of kanabo club as a primary weapon. In Japanese culture, the type of robe Kaido wears as a belt, the shiminawa, is used to denote that the area within is important or sacred. Shiniwama that wears would be for him to protect him from himself. Before I say more, don't forget there are already many connections in One Piece and Japanese legends, like Sentomaru. Sentomaru's design is heavily based on that of the Japanese folklore hero Kintaro, also known as Samurai Sakata no Kintoki, notable for wearing nothing but a bib, carrying a massive axe, and sumo wrestling with bears. He even fought giant carps. Momosuke's kimono may be a nod to Momo, Peach, in his name. His coloration as a dragon may also be a nod towards his name, since the Japanese name for pink is Momo. When ZORO used her powers on him, his head gained the shape of a peach. As I mentioned before, that Kaido is based on the ONI from the Peach Boy, but also researching based on Shootin Doji, the ONI. Shootin Doji grew to hate the world. He embraced his wickedness and began to study black magic. He used power and wit to attack the merchants and travelers moving through his area. With each passing year, he grew more powerful and more violent. His infamy grew and other wicked people began to flock to his cause. Like Shootin Doji, these people transformed into ONI. Before long, Doji had become like a king to a small army of demons, similar Kaido, right? With his beast army. Other yokai that caught my attention was Abumi-guchi, strange furry yokai, or Japanese monster who worked for Yamata no Orochi, the shogun. Also there's Tamano no Mei, Itsune. The 9-tailed fox is another one, but maybe that could be Kidman already. There's also the Tengu. We always joke that looks like Usopp, and one of the strongest is Dai Tengu, the most powerful Tengu, each of whom lives on a separate mountain, who, along with the 9 tails Kitsune, Tamano no Mei, and the Oni Doji, are often called the 3 great evil yokai. The more I think about it, I would love it if they were part of Kaido's calamity. Kaido of the 100 Beasts, the leader of 100 yokai, would put all Japanese legends to shame. A fight of legendary creatures that we will see up against each other. Now Luffy is in heaven, he'll be able to befriend these heavenly creatures, and when they join with him, Luffy will be the king of the heavenly beasts. If only this was Kanekuni, which is the China of the story, then I would end this video with Luffy, the Monkey King. But that's mixing too many stories, right? Anyways, thanks for watching the video. Please leave your comments down below. Please click like, and if you haven't, please subscribe to Flying Panda and join our Discord.